It's up and away, and in less than 24 hours, the Supergirl and Krypto and Lobo hot toys have been announced in full, which is really bizarre, but let's break into it anyway. These figures look incredible, but they are not without their flaws. Now, mainly the Supergirl figure, I do have a lot of questions. Speaking of, in those joints in the bicep that you can see the articulations poking through. Now, there's not a muscle suit covering the arms, so it's going to be great for articulation, but how's it going to degrade the suit over time? Now, Lobo, though, is breathtaking. I have very little flaws with this. I saw some comments, or a comment in my video yesterday, talking about the bike. I would love if we get a bike, and I don't see why they can't do it. It just depends how popular it does. But let's get back to these figures, these reveals. Less than 24 hours after the teaser for the teaser, we now have the full product photos. And they're looking glorious, so why not just drop these in the first place? Why do we get the announcement for the announcement? These figures are looking so spicy, and the variant looks that we get in the standard boxes, I love. Especially for Supergirl, that variant look is going to pop so nicely on the shelf, and it's going to look great in film as well. I love how it looks. The brown/orangey trench coat breaking up the entire suit look, matching closer to Lobo, fits in character. The head sculpt for Millie Alcock is confusing me a little. I'm gonna have to see how her performance looks in film, but the cocky smirk kind of works for me, kind of doesn't. The smirk worked a lot more for me for David Corenswet, but when she's got the glasses on and when she's got the variant look, I feel like the figure was designed with this look in mind, which I genuinely don't hate. I think it's gonna, the most of the film, she's gonna look like this anyway, I imagine, or at least, you know, some variant of this, at least with the coat on. So I think that's gonna work for me in that regard. But when it's in the full Stoke superhero suit pose style vibe, I don't know how I vibe with it, but I'm gonna have to see how it is in film. Maybe she acts like this. Millie Alcock's one of those actors where like their performance is like very sculpted by the face, in terms of the fact like each role they do different stuff with the face, you know, like actors do. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically I'm saying the head sculpt might not match the film vibe that I'm thinking of, but we will have to see. But the actual texture of it, the skin texture looks great. I see human complexion and that looks solid. The skin tones are all matching. It looks like this is skin tone neck, it's not just a one piece. Those hands look good, the accessories look good. I'm very interested to see how posable such things are. Are they wired? All that fun stuff, see if we can get them in dynamic poses. But the body mold for this looks interesting. It doesn't look like there's too much musculature in terms of the fact like a muscle suit over the figure. So it looks like posability could be really good. But we can see the actual like body poking through the suit, which is, it's going to be extra pinch points in that fabric suit. So although it may articulate, it may damage the suit over time as a result, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's hard to get around it when you've got such a form-fitting suit in certain areas like the top half, but you're not like you're not like David Corenswet where it's like a baggy suit to cover the musculature that's absolutely roided out, but is purposefully baggy so it doesn't look elusive. Whereas this Lobo, you're not going to have any issues with that. Genuine leather vest, that's incredible. But then a lot of it's just seamless body mold, silicone texture. I think it's a silicone body mold. I could be wrong because they are just saying like skin texture on it. But I'm assuming these days it is just a medical silicone body mold, which will be very spicy, very nice. Now, accessories are a little limited in comparison to Supergirl, but Supergirl is literally the lead of the film. Of course, they're going to get more attention, more love, but a lot of, I imagine, Lobo's budget has went into the actual body itself, the head sculpt, and all that paint. This guy is a very multi-medium diverse figure, and he looks so spicy, and I would love to see both of these with an artisan line, but we'll see how the film does, we'll see how the figure does. This vest looks so cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm glazing this figure a little bit, which is, he's already covered in white paint, so it's going to cover it up nicely. But it looks sick. The body looks great. This is such a wild looking figure. It's almost like I can see the paint over the skin. It looks exactly how I would imagine this figure looking. But yet, these photos were released less than 24 hours ago, and now we're already seeing them in full product releases. I don't understand the marketing strategy. Is this purely to get it in the algorithm? Or did they like jump the gun? Did they accidentally not release these photos? It's very confusing to me. It's a very confusing time. But that being said, these figures are still spicy to me. I love how they look. And these are going to be great companion pieces together. They're going to be great in the DC collection. You can put them next to David Corenswet Superman. If you wanted, you could put them next to your Peacemaker if you have them. There are a lot of good options here. Now, I have a lot more questions and concerns about the Supergirl and Krypto, especially that Krypto is monopose and just not my vibe at all. But Lobo, I genuinely have zero issues with. I do hope we see the bike, or at least get a bike, or something. Those back cards aren't going to really fit nicely in display next to Superman. They're kind of going for their own vibe for this one. They're not going for like the diorama display base, and that's okay. Not everybody uses them, but I do have some questions with this figure. I have more questions about the Supergirl, but to be perfectly honest, I think these are very good, solid releases. Now, a lot of people are going to be waiting for inart, so you've got to let me know if you're waiting for the inart figure, or is this like your go-to? I do think the spray painted background on the Supergirl looks so much better than Lobo's. It's just nice, it's bright, it pops, it has the Kingdom Come with the yellow background Superman logo that we saw, and I think that just looks fun. And these figures look fun. The multi-medium vibe I always love, but obviously inart's gonna like blow things out the water, I imagine. But honestly, this Lobo, genuinely, I have zero flaws with. The head sculpt on Supergirl, I do have questions about. But genuinely, my main issue is with the articulation poking through the suit. How is that going to affect the figure in its entirety? Is it going to affect it at all? Is it going to degrade? Is it... A lot of questions, and I hope we get answers soon. But that being said, these two look incredible together, and I may pick them up. I'm not gonna lie, but we will see how the film does. I'm very excited for the film. I'm very excited to see more of this. But are you picking these guys up? Are you waiting for the inart, or are you just enjoying seeing more DC content out there that's actually coming out and not getting destroyed for tax reasons? That being said, I love yous and leave yous. Much love, fellas.